lesson 1 of chapter 4 of probability and statistics. Our topic today is scatter plots. The essential outcome is that you will be able to graph two variable data as a scatter plot and identify variables as either explanatory or response. So remember, we talked about at the beginning of this class the types of graphical displays. We've done bar graphs, we've done histograms, we've done sun and leaf plots, box and whisker plots, dot plots, circle graphs, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing scatter plots. Alright, so first off we just have to review plotting and labeling coordinates. So we're going to find the coordinates of A, B, C, D, E, and F. If I look for A, here is my A point right there. Remember, X is the horizontal, Y is the vertical values. It has no horizontal value, so give it a 0. We give it a 0, and then we look at how high up it is. It's 2 up, so that's my Y value. For B, it's gone over 1, and it's up 4. 1, 4. C is over 3, up 5. D is over 4, up 1. E is over 6, up 3. And F is over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's up none, so we give it a 0. So now plot the following points and label. So now let's plot these points. G is over 3, up 2. So here is G. H is over 5, up 4. Here is H. And I is over 4, and it's at a -1, which means it's gone down 1, so that's all the way down here. And there you have it. So, today we're talking about scatter plots, and things you need to know about scatter plots is it's a graph of two quantitative variables. It's a graph of so one example could be the graph of the amount of snow and shoveling time needed for that snow. And it can't be used with categorical variables, only with quantitative variables. So, two things that are important for scatter plots are the response variable and the explanatory variable. The explanatory variable, what it is it is the variable that explains or causes change in another variable. And so in a graph, it's the x-axis variable. If we look at now response variable, it's the variable that measures an outcome or a result of a study, and in a graph, that is going to be our y values. So, if we think about this, response and explanatory, what would they be? Our snowfall and our hours spent shoveling. Well, snowfall is going to affect the hours you spend shoveling, so if we put that, it's going to be down here on our x-axis, which means it's our explanatory, because it's got x in it. And our hours spent shoveling, that's what's affected, so that's going to be our y-axis. We can even rotate that, bring it over here. That's going to be our response variable. So, scatter plot process, what you need to know is first you identify the response and explanatory variables. Then you label the graph with variables, units, and title. You scale the axis as needed, use breaks if necessary, and then you plot the points, x, y. So, hours in mall, dollars spent. So which one's going to be our x-axis, which one's going to be our y-axis? Well, hours in the mall affects how much money you spend. So we're going to put hours in the mall down here and dollars spent up on the y-axis. Alright. So now that we've got both of those figured out, we can figure out our scales. The hours in the mall only goes up to 10, so we're just going to go by ones. I'm just going to label 1, 2, and then you should be able to figure it out. The dollar spent goes all the way up to 100, so we're going to go up by 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I can make that look like an 80. 90, and 100. So we have labeled, we have our scales figured out. Let's finish labeling the x-axis with our scale. Now we're ready to start plotting points. So our first one is 10:40. So 10 hours, $40. 8 hours, $15. Just change this. There we go. 9 hours, $24. Oops. It's going to be right there. 3 hours, $20. 1 hour, $10. 2 hours, $35. 5 hours, $50. 6 hours, $70. 7 hours, $18. 8 hours, $25. 2 hours, $100. And 3 hours, $60. And there you have a scatter plot. It's as simple as that. So, next problem talks about two-seater cars versus mini subcompact cars. So, are you interested in a sporty car? Worried that it might use too much gas? The Environmental Protection Agency lists the most such vehicles in its mini compact or two-seater categories. This table gives city and highway gas mileages in miles per gallon for all model year 2009 cars in these two groups. So, here we have all of our models, their city and their highway gas mileages. Here are the mini subcompact cars over here, and here are the two-seater cars over here. What we're going to do is we're going to make a scatter plot that shows the relationship between city and highway mileage for mini compact cars, using city mileage as the explanatory variable. That's important. On the same graph, make a scatter plot that shows the relationship between city and highway mileage for two-seater cars. Use a different color or plotting symbol. So we're going to plot both of these on this axis, on these axes. So the first thing we need to do is decide, we've been told that city mileage is going to be our explanatory variable, so that's going to go down here on our x-axis, city mileage, which means that highway mileage is going to go up here. Oops. Alright, so first let's graph let's figure out how big our scales need to be. City mileage, I see the base is 23. Here's a 33. Our city mileage needs to be able to go up to 33. Our highway mileage needs to be able to go up to 41. So if I count by fives, it'll probably be good enough. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.